What's up, everybody? We're getting right into it. Real Madrid beats Atletico Madrid 2-1 in the Madrid Derby. Fern, I don't know about you. I feel like this was one of the most hyped up derbies that I can remember in a long time, especially with all the drama surrounding Vinicius. And I really felt that energy in the stadium from the broadcast. But despite all that pressure, Madrid with a very professional performance, getting the result that they needed. My first thoughts is there are levels to this game. There's levels to this game, and Madrid is at the top level. I already see your face. You don't like what I'm saying. What are your thoughts on the game?
It's not that I don't like what you're saying. I was actually very excited to see this game and see how it went out, or what happened with it. So it's almost as if Atletico's strategy doesn't work, huh?
Dude, what are you talking about?
This was the two teams that are considered second half teams that went up against each other. Atletico is more known for this strategy. That being said, Real Madrid comes out on top and actually early. And the reason they come out early is because they go on the attack.
No,
they go out on the attack, and
Atleti had more chances in the first half than Madrid did. They had way more chances.
And so this goes to my point. Atleti saw this game coming, and what they decided to do was deviate from the traditional strategy. They said, okay, you know what? Against Madrid, who does the same thing that we do, not the same thing, but like tends to come out in the second half. Let's go get them in the first half. And they could have. If they score that goal in the 6th minute or any of the other chances that come in the first half, the game's completely different. So that's kind of what I'm saying, is that the strategy that both of these teams...
It's not the strategy, it's the execution. It was the execution, because they created the chances that they needed to get in front.
The strategy,
but they didn't put it away.
Okay, here's my point. Both teams decided to go with a different strategy against a team that does the same thing, tend to come out in the second half. Why did they do that?
You're acting
Why
like...
did they do that? Why did they do that? Why would they do that? No. Answer me this. Why would they do that? Why would both teams come out strong in the first half if they thought they could win it in the second half?
I think it's not that both teams come out strong. It's not a strategy.
But did they not come out strong in the first half versus the second half, which is normal for both of these teams?
So Madrid killed off the game in the first half.
Answer my question.
Okay, what your question is, did they come out strong in the first half?
Did they both come out strong, which is contrary to what they usually do, which is come out strong in the second half?
They both did come out strong in the first half, especially Atletico. But it's not like a strategy where Madrid just says we're going to throw away the first half in every game and then we're just going to do the second half. Atleti, first of all, let's stay in the first half. Let's stay in the first half for a little bit. Atleti created way more chances in the first half than Madrid. Madrid, in the whole first half, 4 shots. Of those 4 shots, 2 were goals, and a third shot was the Vinny shot that hit off of the post, which rebounded to Valverde for the goal. So Atleti came out stronger, and they were attacking. Madrid, just by being so efficient and having such high-quality players on the attack, killed off the game. That's why the second half seemed like it lacked intensity, because Atleti Madrid already lost all their motivation to play.
I disagree, because... had Atleti scored some of those early chances, the game
coulda, woulda, shoulda. Coulda,
woulda, shoulda. Yes, I agree with you when it comes to coulda, woulda, shoulda. But the point of the fact of the matter is, and we say this all the time on this podcast, if you put away some of your early goals, we said this about Barca on Tuesday, they were the better team. If they had put away some of their early chances, the game is completely different. Had Atleti put away some of their earlier chances, the game is completely different. And who knows if Madrid comes back?
If Atleti had put away their early chances, the game would have been different. But I have no doubt Madrid would have changed as well.
They would have scored for sure. But depending on how many of those chances they put away, there are some score lines that are
so this is the question that you would have to ask then. Why is Madrid in Madrid games consistently? Why do the other teams choke and not put away their chances? Yet Madrid they don't need much, 2 or 3 big chances, and they'll score 2 goals on you. And there's a difference. This is why I started off by saying that there's levels in this game. And you've said it before. Teams can come out against Madrid and show out and play amazing and look great, which Atleti did. Honestly, their first half performance was very good. If you were just watching it and you strip away the titles of the two teams, Atleti played a good first half, but Madrid just does what they do, a very professional performance, and you strike when you have the chance, and that's it. And the game ends 2-1. By the way, it should have been an easy 2-0 win. It should have been an easy 2-0 win. Courtois really messed up and gave Atleti a lifeline that they didn't deserve at the end of the game.
Here's what I'll say. You can't call playing poorly and then eking out a win professional.
How is that eked out? How did you eke out a win when it was 2-0 at halftime? How are you eking out a win?
I'm talking about Madrid in general. I'm not specific.
This win was not eked out.
I agree, but I'm not talking about this game in specifically. I'm talking about in general. You can't call playing poorly for 70, almost 80 minutes and then happening to win professional. It's not professional.
Can you define what do you mean by playing poorly?
You get the win.
What do you mean play poor? What do you mean playing poorly?
I'm going to quote you. I know you listen to the Spanish podcast. I tend to listen to the English podcast. I'm going to read you two quotes.
Okay.
First quote, and this goes to my point about Atletico. It seems that Atletico Madrid in the last few years lost a lot of the old snarl under Simeone.
Okay.
Which goes to my point about how they've gone to defense, and even when they've always had a defensive strategy, they still go at you.
Okay.
Second one. Madrid play very poorly, but somehow end up on the right side of the result.
Dude,
those are two quotes. And listen, those aren't my quotes. Those are the commentators' quotes. That's their job to analyze this.
So what? They can't be wrong? They're not allowed to be wrong?
Would you have admitted to me on every single podcast before this one that Madrid isn't playing well, isn't convincing?
I never said Madrid wasn't convincing. I never said that.
Fine. Maybe
I never said that.
Maybe not the convincing point, but isn't playing well, does poorly. The other team looks better, but somehow they always end up, and that's like some big up and coming for you. Like that's some like, oh, that's what we do, baby. Like, nah. Like,
dude,
you guys are playing.
You
guys are playing poorly. You guys are playing poorly. And I agree with you. Just listen to me. Just listen to me. And I agree. You get the results. So good on you. And I'm not going to hate on the results because the results are the results. You get what you get. So what I'm saying is that if you're playing like that, like if this is what professionals are saying about you, and look, and this is my point. Today was different. You got the win early. And here's the thing. You guys put in 2 goals early because you went at it and you took them. But then what happened?
We only had 4 shots in the whole first half and we scored 2 of them. And the third one hit the post. It's not like we were going forward in the attack.
So,
we said this
about the
I have to address something that you said.
Fine. But we said this about the Champions League game that was just played, which was that, you guys are so fortunate that you guys have these players that
is it fortunate or is it a plan? Is it fortunate or is that the strategy? Why is that fortunate? We bought these players to play for us on our team. You have
these players that
why is that fortunate? Sorry,
because you can afford it.
Oh, okay. So let's not go and buy all these amazing players.
No.
By the way, a lot of these players.
I'm not saying that you shouldn't. All I'm saying is that you can't deny, because you've admitted it on this podcast, that Madrid plays poorly and then wins. And look, good on you guys. I'm not saying the results don't matter, because ultimately that's the only thing that matters. So good for you. But what I'm saying is, in my opinion, if you want this to truly last the test of time, you need to address that. And you're going to say, oh, what do you mean? last a test of time because we have 3 Champions Leagues in 3 years and we've won a bunch of leagues and blah, 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 blah. It's not going to last because there are plenty of teams that have employed the same strategy for a long time that have been very successful and then fall. And if you watch some of our Champions League episodes, a lot of those teams are on there. And you'll see what I mean, because a lot of teams are great for a long time, then they fall. And these are teams that you don't expect to fall, but they do.
Look, when you say playing poorly, right?
First of all, you've agreed with me on that.
Okay,
and
fine.
Second of all,
but when it comes to Madrid and
professional said that on the broadcast.
They can be wrong. Okay, listen, bro. This is the thing. When we talk about Madrid playing poorly, it's because other teams are able to pile pressure on us, create a lot of momentum against us. So if Madrid was able to sustain momentum for long durations of a game, we wouldn't be talking about them playing poorly. But the fact of the matter is, and this is the same reason that we won the Champions League last year, Madrid doesn't need any momentum to strike. We can be getting outplayed, and in the 90th minute, we'll score the 1-0 win.
Okay, so you play like a small club, even though you're a big club.
It's not playing like a small club because we're so efficient.
It is.
We know we can play like that because of how efficient we are.
That's the way that small clubs.
Why would you not set up to defend when knowing the quality that you have at the top to strike? Madrid is the most efficient team in Europe.
Or is that not how small clubs win?
Is Madrid not the most efficient team in Europe? Do you believe Madrid is the most efficient team in Europe in terms of converting chances?
I'd have to look at the stats. I couldn't tell you.
Dude, you don't even have to look at no team.
No, converts. Yeah, you do. That's what efficiency is.
No team converts like Madrid does. We get 3 chances, we score 2 or 3. And that's what I'm saying. It's not about playing poorly. It's understanding Madrid does not need any momentum to defeat you. But you have to understand that that's what I'm saying when I'm like when you're like get offended when I'm saying that you're playing like a small club. That is what small clubs do when they pull off these upsets. When they pull off. You're acting like Madrid
when they pull off these wins. When they pull off these wins against bigger clubs, what does it come down to? It's efficiency.
So how is that playing like a small club? Because
you're claiming that you're saying that your claim,
but then
is efficiency.
You're
playing poorly for 70 minutes.
Dude, small clubs play to hang on to a 0-0 tie. Madrid is not playing to hang on to no 0-0 tie. They know that they're going to win.
Now they have been. And honestly, here's what I'm going to say. This game, in my opinion, was the best performance that Madrid has put out all season.
I agree.
That's what I'm getting at.
I agree with that.
This performance is the best performance that Madrid has put out all season. If they were to play like that every single game, I wouldn't give you shit for anything. And even if it's an eking out at the 89th minute, I'd say, you know what? You guys were the better team the whole game. You deserve it. Good on you. Take your 3 points and go on. But the only reason we've been having this argument is because Madrid has been the worst team for 70 minutes of almost every game this season and somehow still win. And look, I get it. You're going to say we still win. And even if I say it's not a winning strategy, but they still win, I know I'm going to get hate for that. But it doesn't belittle the fact that you guys, until today, have played poorly for 70 minutes and still managed to win. And look, that's good for you.
Okay, so you say today we played great. In the past, the rest of the games before in the season, we played poorly. But ultimately, the game goes in the same way. Madrid doesn't create the least amount of chances, but has a high conversion rate. This just so happened that the conversions happen in the first half. But it's the same thing. It's the same thing. It's just that usually we wait until later in the game. So today, I give Madrid a lot of credit. I agree. I'm very pleased to see that we played well, like in the first half, converting chances in the first half. Because we've been waiting until late to convert a lot of our chances. Today, the difference is we strike early, we strike in the first half. And then in the second half, honestly, until that stupid ass mistake by Courtois, which I'm not going to give hate on Courtois because Courtois is my dude.
Hate on Courtois.
Courtois is my guy, but he did. We got to be honest. He made a mistake for the Atleti goal. If it hadn't been for that mistake, the second half, it was a professional performance by Madrid. Atleti created almost no danger in the second half. There until that mistake, there was no point where I felt like Madrid was on the ropes, just hanging on. And they were
why not play like that always?
Huh?
So why not play like that always?
You act like whenever you play against a team, they're not trying to mess up how you play. Like you're playing against other professionals as well. It's not just you can just.
But why not play like that always? But why not play like that always?
They try to play like that, bro. Some days you
and
play better.
And they can't do it.
Some days you play
they
better.
Obviously
and
can.
Some days you
they
play
obviously
worse.
can.
Today, the only difference today is that Madrid converted in the first half. That's the only difference between today and the other games.
But no. The difference is that usually they barely have any chances in the first half.
We barely had any chances today in the first half. We only had like 2 or 3, but we converted.
No, you had 5.
Dude,
and you put away 4
shots in the first half. 2 of them were a goal, and the
chances
third of them was the post.
Shots doesn't denote chances. Shots does not denote chances.
Dude, I'm just telling you, 4 shots, 2 of them were a goal, and the third one was off the post, which rebounded into the goal. So those were all of our chances in the first half. That's like the highest conversion rate I've ever seen. Atleti had us under pressure, yes, but whenever we had a chance to break with Vinny, with Rodrigo, with Valverde, Modric with the passing, Tchouaméni with the amazing. Like Madrid is so efficient.
I'm not bemoaning any of your
individual.
I'm not bemoaning any of your individual players. I think they're all great. I think some of them are old, but they still do. But like they still do what they have to do.
Those experienced players too, they help us be so efficient.
I agree, and someone has to be a leader to the young bucks. So like, I'm not saying that's not the case. But what I'm saying is, if you can perform like this, why don't you?
You're not going to play like this every day, man. Every team.
Barca, we've said this, and you've agreed.
So, okay, Barca's a perfect example. Barcelona has to play well to win. Like Barcelona feels like they have to have their dominant possession, all their free. They have to play that way.
It's not about possession. You keep saying always possession. It's not about possession. You know what? Never mind. I'm not even going on that. Continue.
But Madrid wins in multiple ways and against multiple different types of opponents.
No, they don't. They're the worst team for 70 minutes of the game, and then the last 10 to 5 minutes, they put in.
You don't feel danger every time Madrid gets the ball back that they're going to hit you on a counter every single time?
Anytime you see any team on the counter,
not
you
like
feel
Madrid,
danger.
dude. Not like Madrid.
No, like Madrid. I feel that way with every team we play on Barca. When they're breaking
Madrid has the best counter in Europe.
Look, fine. I'm not even going to deny that. What I'm saying is that anytime any team is breaking on another team, you feel danger. If they put it away, they put it away. If they don't, they don't, and you sigh a breath of relief. But that doesn't change the fact that on a break, you feel danger.
I'm just saying Madrid converts the highest percentage of counters. Like no team converts like Madrid does. Dude. And that's isn't that like the essence of being good is
the essence of being good is being good.
By winning games.
The worst team.
Isn't the point to win the game?
Not being the worst team.
If Madrid is 9-0 at the start of the season, how can you say
the essence of being good, to answer your question, is being good, not being the worst team for 80% of the game.
So Madrid last season that won the Champions League, they weren't good. They're not a good team.
Did I say they weren't good? Did I say that?
I don't know, bro. You want us to play? I don't know what Madrid
I want you to play. I want you to be the better team. It's so fucking annoying, dude. Like, you're the worst team for almost like 75% of your games. Somehow you win. I don't know how.
But then why is it like before any game when you're talking about any two teams, like let's say Madrid versus Leipzig, at the beginning of the game, who would you say is the better team?
Leipzig.
At the beginning of the game, going into the game, you're doing analysis. Who is the better team?
Yeah, Madrid.
So, and that's the same thing every week. We know how Madrid plays, but we know Madrid is going to win. So, yeah, the performance on the field
I can't wait for motherfuckers to figure out how to shut down Madrid's last 10-minute play. I cannot wait.
As long as Madrid is
it's going to happen. No, it's going to happen because every team's strategy gets figured out. I cannot wait for Madrid to get figured out and for them to get shut down in the second half.
It's the high conversion rate, bro.